What is up, Ravens flock? This is We Bleed Purple podcast. This is another victory show. We just finished wrapping up the week 9 kickoff on Thursday Night Football on Amazon Wilcox. 28-6 victory over the Miami Dolphins, and a lot of good, some bad, but most importantly, we are on a winning streak.
Man, we got 2 wins in a row, Matt. That's huge. Primetime television tonight. Lamar showed out. Good to have him back. The leadership was definitely there. The team seemed like they played with a lot of energy tonight. We just looked poised, looked good. The Dolphins wasn't really ready for this game. I kind of hated for their head coach. He might be on his way up out of there the way he looked tonight, man. But the good thing that I saw tonight, Matt, was it was 2 weeks in a row. I saw us trying to take the ball away on defense. I absolutely love that. Roquan dropped a pick tonight. It was a couple other guys. I think Gilman had a strip fumble. Picked it up. He caused the fumble. Then he picked it up. Had a nice little return. Malachi Starks got his first pick tonight.
First interception tonight.
Yeah, I love it, bro. Just we headed in the right direction. I'm telling you right now. It was another fumble too. It was another called fumble too. I remember.
Marlon Humphrey recovered it. And I will say this. This was like another game where you build your confidence because next week we got the Minnesota Vikings. We have a mini bye. I think with the way they played tonight, I think they're gonna have a couple more days of rest. The offense looked really good with Lamar back. It's been the first time in a month since we've seen Lamar playing quarterback for the Ravens.
Yeah.
It's been a long 30 days, and he looked crisp, man. Other than the one throw on the initial drive, but tonight he looked like he was in complete command of that offense.
Yeah, he had that one low throw to Bateman on the first. That should have been the first down. Yeah, that was it.
I'm gonna walk back something I said, and not because I'm blatantly wrong. And early in the season, we were really talking about the Ravens quitting on John Harbaugh, and then tonight we play a team where a team has really quit on their head coach with Mike McDaniel on the Dolphins. We're not the same. I'm not saying that because we won, but they are completely checked out over there. That the attendance shows you that they know their team is checked out. That was a home game for the Ravens tonight. Yeah. Miami had more purple in the stands than teal and orange.
Wow.
It just looked crazy on television, and them panning wide on the stadium, and you see sections that are empty, and then you see nothing but purple and black in the stands, and it's just I might have been doom and glooming it a little bit. So for everybody that watches our show consistently, it was more of a doom and gloom. We're turning the corner, man.
Yeah.
Minnesota coming up. I think that's going to be a pretty good test for us because I think that they're a little bit better than the last two teams we played. So we're gonna get that test. We'll talk about it, on our next show, obviously. What stood out to you the most with the offense tonight, other than Lamar Jackson's return? What was the biggest thing that you saw?
You already know what I'm gonna say, Matt.
I wanted tight ends, baby. Yeah, the tight end room.
Tight ends, we represented tonight, fellas. You know what I mean? Way to go, Andrews. Way to go, Kohler. Way to go, Likely, man. Welcome back. It was great to see some Isaiah Likely sightings tonight. They balled out. My boy. my boy Mark Andrews caught 2 touchdown passes, caught two catches for 22 yards and 2 touchdowns. Kohler got a touchdown tonight. Isaiah Likely had about 60 yards receiving on 3 catches, man. Balled out, man. Had a great time. I love seeing him catch the ball and run with it. It's exciting, man. So I'm glad to see all 3 tight ends contributing to a win, and it's good to see Patrick Ricard out there. Somebody said something about Falele, and I tell you what, boy, me and Matt was on his ass all night long.
Oh, my Lord.
I just have never seen anybody that start for a team that has such poor effort. And that's what it's all about. It's not about he's not talented enough to do this job or he's not physically talented enough or gifted enough to do it. He can do it, but he is so absolutely lazy. Watching him on the field is depressing and trying to figure out why is he still starting. We have to have somebody that's on our sideline, in our bench, on a practice squad or something that will play with more effort than 77 will, because he's just out there taking up space and a lot of times it's not doing us any good.
I truly believe they're waiting for Emory Jones to get healthy.
Yeah,
The rookie that we drafted in the 3rd round, he just came back off of IR last week. So
yeah,
I think he's like 14 days into his 21-day window.
got you,
I think he's gonna be the guy. Honestly, Voorhees is almost as bad, but I think Falele is more noticeable because of how big he is.
bro. I just don't see the effort, and now we are watching him. Like, no, now we actually paying attention to him, right? Because there's been so much going on. Yeah, just out there flailing around, right?
You made that you made that a verb, man.
100%. I mean, he made it a verb. Yeah, it wasn't me. It was him. I said it first, but I mean, shit. I just don't see him. I just don't see him with energy at all. Like we always say, play to the whistle.
Yeah.
When the whistle blows, and then once the quarterback says the snap count and he hikes the ball, we play to the whistle blows. And he's just out there. He's damn near a fan on the field. Like he's just like he's spectating. He's out there
The
watching almost every single play.
the one play that I saw that absolutely pissed me off because I texted you immediately.
The screen pass.
The screen pass. Like if he hits one person in front of me,
Yeah.
and one person in front of him, if he hits one player in front of him, Justice Hill breaks that for at least a first down, if not
Yeah.
more. I'm not gonna say he's gonna make a house call, but if you hit the guy if you hit the guy in front of you or the guy to the left of you,
Yeah.
you have room. But he's 380 pounds out there in space, bro. You're like a fucking Honda Civic. You got to run around, like
Honda Civic.
like what are we doing here, Wilcox? This is
I don't know, man. It's sad. It's sad watching it.
Put us in the mind frame. You've played this game and you've coached this game and you've been in the front office.
Right.
How is this guy not on the street right now looking for a job?
I don't know what it is. If I had to guess, Matt, I think that his size and his potential, his upside is huge, because he's still kind of raw talent, so I think they see the future of what he could be because of how big he is. And I think they would hate to be the team to let him go and he goes to somebody else, they develop him, and he turns into a Pro Bowl style player, because he's so big, strong, and physical that he's a sight, and it's hard to get a guy that cheap, that big, and there's no experience like game experience, right? Like even Dion was saying the other day, I heard him say a statement about Shador, and he know if Shador was coming to Baltimore, he was going to be on the bench behind Lamar. He would never play with such and all that type of stuff. He was like, I've never seen nobody say, I rode the bench today, but I got a lot better.
Right.
And I was like, you got a point. Like, shit.
That's fair.
Yeah. So he's
That's
playing
totally
and
fair.
you get him the game experience. The big lights, right now, I think the bright lights are just way too much for him. Because obviously they see glimpses in practice that will make them feel safe enough to put him in the game. But when he get in front of that game and those lights and all those people screaming and yelling, man, it feel like the moment is just way too big for him right now.
But is practice supposed to be a place where you feel safe? Because at the end of the day, practice is where you earn the starting job, obviously, and then you go out there and you do it. But I mean, is that a condemnation of our scouting department to where there's nobody else on this offensive line behind him that can take his spot?
Well, I think that what I was saying about when he's in practice, he must do some things in practice that make the staff feel safe enough to put him in games.
Okay.
And then when he get into games, then the games are too big for him. He kind of freezes up or whatever. And I've seen that happen before. It's like stage fright, right?
Yeah.
Somebody could sing their ass off, and then as soon as they get in front of everybody, it's like they freeze up. They can't perform. So he may have a little bit of that going on. I really don't know. And when I'm saying that, I've seen guys look like all world in practice and then get to the game and they just shell shocked. They don't know what's going on around them. And that's kind of what he's doing. He's kind of laying around. You never know.
I wanted to ask you because the guys I'm about to bring up, you played with and you played next to, and you talked about it with Ray on last night.
Yeah.
Do you think it's unfair because we've had 2, 3, maybe even 4 offensive tackles that have been his size or bigger that were so light on their feet and so naturally athletic that we're comparing him to them. And comparing any offensive lineman to Jonathan Ogden is unfair because he's one of one. He's arguably the greatest left tackle of his entire playing generation.
Yeah, I've never seen anybody like J.O.
And then Zeus was just a beast all on his own. And then Bryant McKinney wasn't drafted here, but he signed here and he played here for a couple years. Big fella can move. I know that he had some trouble with the weight early on, but he can move. And then Jared Gaither was a hell of an athlete. He just didn't stick around very long.
Yeah, you're right.
So if you, like, just tying all that in, do you think that it's unfair to think Faalele because he's that big he should play like them, or is it a fair assessment?
I think we got to go watch practice to be able to make a real assessment of who he is as a player, and I can't fathom that he would be doing the same thing every day in practice and then do the same thing that he does in the game. It don't make sense to me. He can't go out in practice and give the kind of effort he gives in the games in practice and they not scratching their heads. Like, why would you put him in the game?
Right.
Like, you're going to get your quarterback hurt with a guy playing the way he plays. And I hate to say that, because I don't like to talk bad about none of these players. And I tell my son all the time, like, there's nobody in the NFL that's sorry. You don't get to the NFL and be sorry. All these guys was All-American, All-State, All-County, All-District, blue chip All-Americans, 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars, 0 stars that got it out of the mud, so none of these guys suck, but the cream always rises to the top.
Yeah.
And right now he absolutely don't have no cream at all.
Yeah.
He's at the bottom.
It's frustrating because if you shore up the interior guards, if you get at least, like you said it a couple shows ago, you get one competent guard in here, you can hide the other one.
Correct.
Because that happened last year because the line consisted of a healthy Ronnie Stanley, Patrick McCary, Tyler Linderbaum, Faalele, and Rosengarten as a rookie. But you could hide Faalele because McCary was a pretty good offensive lineman. And you said if you got 4 good ones, you can hide the 5th one. And that's what they did a lot. Now that, you're relying on your late 6th round draft pick, Voorhees on the other side, you're now getting exposed because Linderbaum can't do it all. And you're putting immense pressure on your tackles and your center. And I know these games are good to build up the confidence, but when you're still sticking out like a sore thumb in the midst of a 28-6 ball game, like, we should be sitting there laughing and joking and like half watching the game in the 3rd quarter, but you got Faalele missing whiffing on a damn screen, and you're up 2-3 touchdowns at that point. Like, come on, man, get your shit together. To me, it seems like it's a lack of heart almost, because you want to sit there and earn that shit Tuesday through Saturday at practice, but you don't want to go out there and hit nobody on the other team.
No, he's definitely was out there exercising his right to freedom because he was free as a bird out there.
You said it perfectly. You said he was stealing money.
Stealing
money. Highway robbery.
That's what AD would always say.
Highway robbery.
He's stealing money, Ozzy. He's stealing money. So I'm telling you right now, dog. I say he's stealing, like he's stealing. Like he is not earning the money that he's getting paid to play the position that he's playing right now. I don't know how much he makes, but whatever it is, it's too much.
I wanted to ask you a question. One of my friends, he's an avid watcher on the show. He just doesn't comment live. My friend Adrian, he said, I feel strongly that the end of the half, the explosive play to either get the first down or force Miami to use a timeout would have been better, but wouldn't it have been imperative to run the screen with Anthony Mitchell or with Keaton Mitchell, as opposed to going 3 and out and punting the ball with under 40 seconds? That was his biggest gripe for the show. I mean, for the game.
So who do we run a screen?
No, we didn't run a screen. We went 3 and we went 3 and out and punted the ball to them with under a minute in the first half.
So he's questioning the play call.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things. I think the way this thing works is you got to kind of be smart as an OC when you bring guys in the game. And when Derrick Henry's in the game, they automatically think you're going to run the
Right.
ball. So they load the box up. So when Keaton Mitchell comes in the game, they automatically think you're going to either run it or you're going to pass
Mhm.
it. When Justin Hill's come in the game, they know it's going to be a pass. So as an OC, you got to kind of be intentional about what you're doing when you put the guys in the game, because otherwise they kind of key on those things. If Mitchell comes in the game early on, takes Derrick Henry out, they looking for probably a screen or something to the outside as far as run because of his speed. So you have to kind of try to break your tendencies every single week and not be consistently doing something over and over again. So if you're thinking it, they probably already thought about
Right.
it. That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
okay.
So they outsmart themselves sometimes, and of course when you outsmart yourself, every call looks like a dump call because the other team got your number.
Yeah. I questioned it, but then I'm like, you know what? They're playing it safe. They're not trying to cause it because they were deep in their own territory. The Ravens
Yeah.
were deep in their own territory, so there's no reason for us to all it takes is one player on Miami to get free on the screen, and it's a turnover, and they're within 15, 20 yards of scoring a touchdown. Now, obviously, tonight,
Mm-hmm.
Miami couldn't find the end zone at all. Their kicker missed a 34-yard field goal, I believe, this evening. His ass is probably going to get cut the same way McDaniels is going to get fired. But
Right.
do you question why they don't find more scenarios to put Derrick Henry and Keaton Mitchell on the field at the same time?
Um, I don't. I mean, I question more the fact why we don't run the ball more. So like right now, I'm looking at like total plays. We had 56 total
Yeah,
plays. They had 62 total plays.
which is crazy
So we,
because the score.
yeah, we still didn't. The score don't dictate,
Right,
right? Yeah, because we score so fast.
right.
We score fast, so our points come quick. The drives are not very long. But we did have a couple of drives I thought that kind of went over 8 or 9 plays tonight. But you know, you look at time of possession, we won a time of possession battle. 31, we had almost 32 minutes to their 28 minutes.
Mhm.
So we won a time of possession. We won the turnover battle, and then we lost in the amount of plays that we should have. And so by us only having 56 total plays on offense, that puts our defense out there 62 plays.
Right.
So I would like to see that flip more on our offense, and that comes with us running the ball more. Putting Derrick Henry and Keaton out there together would definitely, to me, brighten the mood up a little bit. Go to split backs.
Mhm.
Put Lamar in the shotgun, and put those two in the backfield, and then you still got room for either three receivers or one tight end and two receivers.
Right.
So you just got to figure that out. What kind of scheme you would have. John Gruden did a good job of creating mixed matches, and that's all. That's what it's all about. If you can get Keaton Mitchell on the wrong linebacker, it's over.
Yeah.
In open field, it's a no brainer. So you got to figure out the best way to create mismatches with the talent that you have. You got so much speed outside. You got a lot of speed on the inside with the tight ends, and then you got a lot of speed in the backfield with your running backs. So you just got to figure out the best way to get them on the field.
Yeah.
I mean, even putting Justice Hill and Keaton Mitchell in at the same time to me makes sense. So I mean, we got a great backfield.
Yeah,
Period.
it seemed like Justice Hill got a couple touches tonight, in
He
the
did.
pass game. I don't think he carried the ball at all, if I'm not mistaken, but,
Yeah. I think he had a couple of
yeah,
screens, and then I think he had a really nice catch on one that was almost impossible
yeah,
catch. It was only like a 3 or 4 yard gain, but it's a great catch.
yeah. I I think that they're gonna eventually figure it out because now they're realizing Keaton is going to get them yards anytime he touches the ball. So I that's where I'm a firm believer that he's going to
Yeah.
make something happen with his feet, more times
Yeah.
than not when he's out there. And then you're gonna have to acknowledge 34 and 22 and 8, and then you gotta worry about now tonight, the Ravens showed that every single tight end they have on their roster can catch and run.
Right.
Every single one of them. And
Yeah.
no
That was
no
great.
matter if it looks like it's graceful or like you're a dump truck getting down the field because Kohler doesn't have a single move
Gear.
in his body other than catch and run forward. He's Forrest Gump
Yeah.
out there, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
he
Forrest Gump was fast as
he
hell
was
though. Don't get it
fast, but
twisted.
he was straight line fast. He
He was straight
he was
line
straight
fast.
line fast, you know?
I be running.
But Mark was getting loose out there tonight. Like Isaiah, they were all catching the ball and getting a lot of yards after the catch. And
I think I love seeing the excitement. It was the
yeah,
excitement was on 10 tonight.
it was.
Seeing Mark scream and Isaiah screaming in front of each other's face and Zay and all those guys. It was hype tonight, man. Bateman,
And it
everybody.
just goes to show you who can get hot at the right time, because a couple weeks ago we were talking about how DeAndre Hopkins was catching everything coming his way. And
Yeah,
and
they
and
ain't even throwing the
Devontae
ball at all
Walker
tonight.
had a 2
You're right.
touchdown game a month ago.
I know.
And
You're right.
now you haven't seen those guys in 3 weeks.
Right.
And Bateman, he gets his touchdown. Kohler
Yeah, welcome back, Bate.
Kohler tripped and ended up catching his touchdown pass. That was right in his breadbasket when he regained composure.
Yeah, I like that play. That play is always open.
Yeah.
I don't know why you don't use it
The
more
crossing,
often.
right?
Yeah.
He
It's a go ahead.
is it a drag? Is that what it's referred to?
Yeah, but drag. Shallow cross.
Shallow cross. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so crazy that now we seem like this was the first game, Daniel, where the entire offense has been healthy. Every playmaker was healthy. Ricard, Henry,
Everybody except
right?
Everybody except Falele.
He's healthy, but he's out there in La La Land.
Trust me, he's not healthy, bro. Motherfucker's not healthy.
But
I don't know.
I don't want to say that we're out of the woods yet, because the defense, they played well against a really bad football team tonight. I'm not going to sit there and give them a million props. I was happy to see Malachi get his first interception.
Huge.
Nate had another good game. Rose out there making shoestring tackles like you were talking about in our text messages during the game.
Yeah, I think I said he damn near a DB.
Yeah. Kyle Hamilton is just a different dude. You call him an alien whenever you talk about him. The dude is just. I want to ask you this question because you played against this guy. Is it a fair assessment that Hamilton is a modern day Troy Polamalu, the way he plays near the line of scrimmage? No? Okay. Because I've seen a couple people refer to him as that, and I wanted to ask you on air.
He's so long and rangy. Like I'm trying to think who he reminds me of, like how rangy he is and how long he is, and the way he runs and moves and plays. Because he plays physical. You don't think guys that tall and long will be that physical, but he plays physical and he plays hard, man. He's smart. He's a smart guy. I mean, he does some stuff that's kind of Troy Polamalu-ish, but I wouldn't compare him to Polamalu. I'm trying to think who he reminds me of.
I mean, it's always we always want to compare to somebody of the previous generation. Nobody is ever going to be Ed Reed. That's
right.
He's a once in a generation type of player.
Right.
So the fact that they play on the same team in different generations, that's what everybody wants to compare him to. Ed was a 6 foot, 205, 210 pound, all world, all universe athlete. Hamilton's
it was phenomenal.
Hamilton's the size of an outside linebacker, a 43 outside linebacker or a Tampa 2 linebacker that's playing safety, corner, nickel, defensive end. He's lining up at nose. The dude's he's pretty much a smaller AD in terms of positioning on this defense. But who would you compare him to from your time period? Is it a tough comparison?
It is. Like I don't remember anybody like him. He reminds me more of an offensive player than a defensive player, right?
Yeah.
His body style and his type. So he kind of reminds me more of a like a Megatron or a Randy Moss type, or he's just not as skinny as Randy, but he's so fluid. He's so fluid, and the way he moves is so slippery, man. Like he's explosive. In short spaces, he's very explosive and quick. He's so long and rangy with the long arms. He kind of give me more of a receiver type build that's playing a safety spot. Yeah, I can't remember another one. Like that's what I'm sitting here talking about right now, Roosevelt. Like trying to figure out like what other safety he reminds me of. Like when I played, and I just can't put my finger on a single one that moves the way he moves and plays the way he
Right.
plays. He's kind of anomaly. He's kind of setting the standard for what a 6'4" safety looks like.
Yeah, and it was just interesting because Palomalu was one of the best that ever did it, and
Yeah,
he's a top 5 safety all time, no matter which way you slice it. You
right.
know, I mean, you went to war with him, so
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you know,
Trouble, no joke.
yeah. I mean, you caught the touchdown on him.
Yeah, it wasn't the
It
first.
wasn't right, but you know,
I got that one picture is just floating out there all forever, but that wasn't the first
I
one.
know it wasn't the first one, but that's the most famous one because it was the toe tap. It was
I
it,
guess.
it
I
was
guess
it was
so.
it was the toe tap in the corner of the end zone.
Hmm.
In Pittsburgh, you can't get much more poetic than that.
Yeah.
If somebody would send me a signed one, I would replace Todd with him, but I'm only his co-host.
I mean, I don't have one. Shit, if you find one, let me know. Yeah. Like I think I need to purchase that picture because I don't have it
That's
myself.
like one of your most defined pictures on Google when you type in your name.
Yeah, like it comes up all the
Yeah.
time. But when I go to like the NFL, like the NFL has a site that we can go to and we can order pictures from, and we have to someone we get for free, but we got to pay for them too, right? And they're all licensed NFL photos. That picture is never there, So if it was ever there, I would definitely have one, but I've never had a chance to get it.
So I know that you're new to the whole YouTube thing. So what my buddy Joe
Hmm.
said is if we get up to 1,000 subscribers,
Yeah.
there's a tiered level where people can pay to talk to us more exclusively and make donations to the channel. So
Oh, that's the
that
chat. You got to get the
yeah.
chat going. Yeah, got to get that chat going. Chat. You know what I'm talking about?
So here's the name that popped up. Rodney Harrison claims that he I don't agree with that because if you
Rodney Harrison said what now about Sean Taylor? What does it say?
that Hamilton's the closest thing to Sean Taylor.
Mm,
If you're talking about pure
you know,
size, that's a good comparison.
I mean, if you say the closest thing to Sean Taylor, I mean, the difference between him and Sean, to me, Sean was so much of a ball hawk.
Yeah.
Hamilton's really not a ball hawk at
Yeah.
all. He's a torpedo, like to the ball.
He's a crash out. He just
Yeah.
he wants to hit people.
Right. So Sean was like Ed and Sean is the same player, but Sean was like bigger than Ed,
Yeah.
like twice Ed's side
Yeah.
almost, right? Like no matter where you put Sean, he's gonna be dominant. No matter where you put Ed, he's gonna be dominant. You can put him at running back, he's gonna be dominant. Put him at receiver, he's gonna be dominant. Put him at safety, hell, punt returner, kick returner. No man, he's a football player. Those guys are just great football players. I can't say that about Kyle. I feel like if you put Kyle at receiver, I don't know how good he would be.
Right.
I don't know how many balls he would catch. If you put him at punt return or kickoff return, I don't know how good he would
Ed
be.
would have probably been
You
a
know,
Hall of Fame running back.
right. Or receiver.
Or receiver.
If you just left him on special teams, he'd been Hall of Fame special team guy. He'd block so many damn points, it wasn't funny. So it's like he's different. Sean was the same type caliber. No matter where you put him at, running back, receiver, safety, linebacker, he was gonna be a dog no matter what. Punt return, kick return,
Yeah.
you weren't gonna be able to stop him. So he was just that type of guy. Like Kyle is different, bro. Like he was built for defense, and the way he plays is just it's so dynamic, man. It's an exhilarating thing to watch when he's close to that line of scrimmage because he gonna crash out almost every single time.
Yeah. That's an interesting thought. Hamilton being a tight end.
Yeah, he probably get thrown out the club like me. Too light in the ass.
Yeah. It's always interesting to hear people, debate about current Ravens and who they remind you of, and but Hamilton might be a one-on-one for this generation. We're just seeing him kind of start to hit the prime of his career. He's 25 years old.
I still think he's like 2 years away.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 years away, he's gonna be so damn unstoppable. Because you got to think right now, he's had Mike McDaniel, right?
Yeah.
For a year.
Mike McDonald, he had Mike McDonald for a year.
Mike McDonald for a year, and then he's had Zach Orr for the last 2 years. Both years they really struggled with finding the right position for him. Every time he get close to the line, they know he's much better. So they're trying to figure out a way to keep him by the line, but he ended up having to go back to safety because we struggled so badly. So I mean, he haven't had a chance to just kind of be that guy.
Before I bring up the play from the game, because now I want to circle back to the game a little bit.
Right.
Trading for Aloe Gilman has been a very underrated Eric
Great.
DeCosta trade. And and
Great.
and and the thing is, it's like when we initially traded Owe, we're like, okay, you trade Odafe, and you still don't have a pass rush, and then it says for a late round draft pick, and then a safety Aloe Gilman comes over here, and
Mhm.
people forget that they played him and Hamilton played at Notre Dame together, so there was a tie.
I didn't know
There
that.
was a
See, you
tie.
just taught me
There was a
something
tie in there, um, and then
new. Mm.
to add to that, Gilman came out a couple years before Hamilton, but I believe they were in Notre Dame together at one point. But
Gotcha.
now putting Gilman back there with Starks, he's very into the communication and putting guys in the proper position on the back end. And I noticed that tonight. But that
Yeah.
one play where Kyle Hamilton blew up a reverse, and they had number
Oh
6
man.
dead to rights in the backfield,
Yeah.
and Ojabo didn't clean up, Roquan didn't clean up. That's that 8-yard. That was a net 16-yard play because it was an 8-yard loss, and then on top of it, team
It
ended
was
up
an eight
it was an
yard game.
8-yard gain. You
Yeah.
They got to clean that up because that shit's not going to fly when we're playing Pittsburgh. It's not going to fly when we're
Yeah.
playing a newly reformed, dominant New England Patriots team. It's not going to fly against the Green Bay Packers. We got them coming up next month.
See,
So
this is my thing right here too, Matt. While we on this topic, because I feel like in the big games when we play against the really good teams, we're getting out coached. So like these last 2 weeks, I didn't feel like we got out coached at all. I feel like our staff was definitely better than their staffs. So there are some weaker staffs in the league than us. So this week against the Vikings, it'll be interesting to kind of see how this pans out.
because their coach is good.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see what happens. Like you have to go in. You got to overcompensate coaching when you lose players.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. I want to see what happens. I know like I said, when you got Lamar out there, Lamar changes the tempo and the pace and the attitude of every player out there. Everybody plays with more juice. The defense know all they got to do is get the ball back for him. They know he's going to keep the guys on the field a little bit longer. They get more breaks and all that type of stuff if they can block for him a little longer. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. I'm looking forward to seeing what happened this week.
So am I. This is an interesting comment right here. The mind over matter philosophy, the Burrow Chase connection, the coaching matters,
Mm-hmm.
all of relations. And you've preached that a lot,
Yeah,
Daniel,
yeah,
where coaching matters, the relationship with the players matter.
it does. Chemistry. It's
It's
all
all about
chemistry.
chemistry.
Yeah.
And, people have been speculating about Harbaugh losing the locker room. We talked about it on the show, earlier in the year,
Mm.
especially after the 1-5 start. But now with the bye and the last 2 games, I really feel like the bye came at the perfect time of the year.
Yeah, I never really agreed with him losing the locker room. I kind of felt
Right.
like I just kind of felt like they was frustrated that they. I think the players, we can't sit here and think that they're getting out coached and they're not thinking the same thing as players,
Right.
right? Like some players will never say anything about it. Some players will. The bad part that happens is they say like one bad seed to ruin the whole patch. If one guy sit around and start talking about, bro, like we getting out coached, bro. It ain't on us, it's on them. And the coaches are never taking credit for it. That could definitely be a problem. That could start some festering stuff inside your locker room.
Yeah.
So we'll see what
And
happens.
yeah, and the thing is, it's not a condemnation of this locker room in terms of the guys in there when I say this. And
Mhm.
I know I refer to your days a lot because that is something you can definitely speak on to a certain degree.
Correct. Yeah.
But there's not guys in this locker room that are of the caliber of Ray or Ed or Suggs or Haloti or a C-Mac or Nada to where you can still voice that, but they can do something to change it. I feel like there's a lot of guys on this team that have passion, that have the discipline, but they're gonna fall in line to what the coaches are saying, regardless if they're being out coached or not. And I feel like
Yeah.
that's where a mutiny wouldn't take place in this locker room because you don't have a Bernard Pollard in this locker room. You
Right.
don't have a Chris McAllister in this locker room.
Right.
You don't have an Ed Reed in this locker room. I'm not talking about athletically or
I
skill
know
wise.
exactly what you're saying. Yeah.
I'm talking about
Mentality.
attitude. You
Yeah.
don't have an Anquan Bolden on this team.
Right.
You don't have those guys that will stand up and say this shit ain't right.
Yeah, what the fuck we
So
doing?
right, so that's where I think that's different. I
You know,
do think
I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of proud of Lamar, being the one to pull all that shit out of the locker room. I was kind of
yeah,
proud of that. When I found out it was him, I was like, it was Lamar said that shit? Okay, then, Lamar.
yeah,
Shit, that's what I'm talking about, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
yeah,
got kind of excited about that. That made me happy.
yeah. I like it because if this is the start to the Ravens locking in and actually playing solid football that we know that they were capable. You've preached it the entire year, Daniel, that this team should be a
Yeah.
15-2 at worst football team.
Yeah.
Now we've had 5 solid hard lessons learned so far.
Yeah.
But now if you look at the standings of the AFC North, we're 2 games out of first place. And a Pittsburgh loss and a Cincinnati loss puts us a game back
Yeah. We
this
don't need
weekend.
none of those. We need to win them all, baby.
We need to win them all. And
We need to win them all.
the thing is we have the Vikings, we have the Jets coming up. Throw some the rest of we got 5 division games coming up.
Yeah, we can't
So
sleep on nobody. We can't
we
take none
can't
of these
sleep
games
we
for
can't take
granted.
but
We need to be coaching and playing our ass off week in and week out.
you're right, but the thing is that we have these confidence builders from the last 4 days.
We definitely have. Well, thank you,
We ha-
Jesus. We need them.
we
We need
we've
all
had
the
the confidence
confidence we
builders.
can get. I don't know where you at right now, but I'm knocking. Thank you.
Right. And the thing is, Daniel, Lamar Jackson didn't even throw for 250 tonight, but had 4 touchdowns. Lamar missed a month of football and still has more touchdowns than last year's MVP.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. And Lamar's thrown for more touchdowns in tonight's ball game than the Ravens have thrown for since he got hurt.
That's crazy.
That's even more insane to me.
That's crazy.
That's even more insane to me.
Yes, that lets you know what his impact is. That's why your boy can't stop throwing the ball. That's why
You're
he
right.
won't just run the ball because
And
Lamar is so dynamic like that. It's kind of hard not to throw the ball.
in one of my group chats that I was in, my brother said to me, or said to us, he was like, I think they need to take Lamar out. I said, Lamar's not coming out of this game.
Yeah. Shout out to
Lamar,
Drew.
yeah, Lamar's not coming out of this game because he's just not going to. He wanted to be in there, and he wanted to, if he could have, they would have put up 50 tonight.
Yeah.
He goes down to Miami and he shows off every single time he's in that city.
Yeah.
Every time he's in that stadium, that they might as well name that Lamar Jackson Field. That's his.
Well, I mean, it's his crib, though. You get a chance to play in front of your family and your friends. It's hard to not go hard.
I think with tonight, I think he has 18 touchdown passes against the Dolphins in his career.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's insane. But now, if I'm pulling up the schedule right now. If the Ravens have, they have Minnesota next Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
and then you got Cleveland. You're in Cleveland. There's a good chance we might see Shador as the starting quarterback there.
I hope so, man. I thought he was supposed to be starting this week. He not starting this week?
I believe it's still Dylan Gabriel.
Why would they do that again? That shit has not panned out the way they wanted it to. I mean,
I don't know.
That's a coach that's probably gonna get himself fired too.
And
I don't know what the hell going on.
You have the Vikings, you have the Browns, you have the Jets.
Yeah.
And then you go into Thursday night Thanksgiving against the Bengals. There's a chance that the Ravens could be 6-5 heading into the Bengals, Steelers, Bengals, Patriots, Packers, Steelers.
Shit.
So it's a little bit of a rough. Like
that's a rough patch. Anytime you play conference games, it's always rough.
It's always a rough patch, but we also looked at the schedule in the beginning of the year. We didn't think the Patriots were going to be this good.
We did not.
We underestimated the Patriots. Yeah. And the Packers are so hot and cold because one week they look like world beaters, the next week they're getting their asses whooped. Yeah. So but the thing is with this offensive line right now, Micah Parsons terrifies me in December.
Yeah, Micah Parsons terrified me every time he step on the field. That dude is unbelievable.
Right.
That's the guy we should have got. When he was out there, we should have snagged his ass.
Yeah.
But I hate for him to have to see Lamar right now.
Yeah, that's trouble. Hopefully we get something fixed I
Yeah,
wanted to. I also wanted to ask you. This popped up, all over social media, especially after the win. I was checking it on my way down.
what?
Do you think that this is a? Do you think we're in the position now where we can be buyers at the trade deadline on Tuesday?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so if you have to list all of our needs,
Guards,
guards. So you would put guards over defensive tackle
guards, and
over
defense
pet.
tackles. I feel like we need both. I don't know. Like I know we need guys that'll get to the QB. We need
Yeah.
pass rushers. We need guys that's interior that's going to help us out because we lost Metabuke. We lost. What was it? Robinson? He's out for the year. He's out for 3 months. Big fella. Was
Yeah,
it Nate Robinson?
Tavius. He
Yeah, yeah. He's out
he
for a
broke it.
minute.
He broke his foot.
Yeah, he's out for a minute. We need those guys. So we need big guys in the middle on defense. We need big guys in the middle on offense.
Are you objected to the Ravens going and grabbing Calais hypothetically?
No, why would I be objective to that? I would love for him. I would love. I think he never should have left.
Yeah, I don't. I think he should have been, a Raven for the entire second half of his career.
Yeah, he should have stayed here, man. He should
You
have
know,
never left.
it was semantics over some money, but I do think that Zeitler might be more of a speed, or if we can go to the New Orleans Saints and see what they want for Cam Jordan, I
Yeah,
think that would be a great interior addition. Dexter Lawrence has been linked to us, but from what the New York Giants are saying, he's untouchable. And to make matters worse for the NFC East, but to help us, ESPN Cleveland reported today that the Philadelphia Eagles offered 3 first-round picks to the Cleveland Browns for Myles Garrett.
really?
Yeah,
Well, all that talent they got on D line, why would
yeah.
they do that?
They think Garrett's the key to getting back to the Super Bowl.
Shit, I think he is too. I would love to have him myself.
Yeah,
What can we offer them to get Myles Garrett? Because I wouldn't mind having Myles Garrett now.
Myles Garrett won't play for us until he's 40 years old and can't walk. So
that's funny.
because
I mean, they traded Flacco. Shit, and what's inside the division?
Cleveland would never
Man, they traded
trade
Flacco.
him in division.
They traded Flacco inside the division.
Yeah, and you saw Mike Tomlin, your boy Mike, gave them
hot.
the blues.
He was hot about that
Because
shit.
Flacco went up in there and whooped their ass again.
Yeah, I don't blame Mike. He was mad before Flacco whooped their ass. He had already said, like, who does that? He said, maybe they know something I don't know. But why in the hell would you trade, a position to your opposing to somebody in your conference? Why would you do that? And a guy that you thought was good enough to be your starter in day one.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? And in the position they actually struggling and hurting in right now, you gonna help them out?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's absolutely absurd.
It's career suicide. He said maybe they're smarter than me. I don't know. Smarter than us.
On Sunday night or on Sunday afternoon, Myles Garrett had 5 sacks.
He did
by himself,
and was pissed off they lost.
They still lost.
Yeah,
that man's crying into $40 million a year. I can't feel too bad for that guy.
I feel bad for him. I feel bad that he took the money. He could have came over to Baltimore for less money, and he'd be on his way to a ring right now because we probably wouldn't be struggling at all if he was here.
Myles Garrett would be terrorizing everybody.
Yeah, that's what we need. We need a terror. We used to have terrorizers all the time. We don't have that no more. That's why I was saying Roquan Smith reminded me of a DB. Boy, he led the team in tackles again tonight,
and they were all 15 yards downfield.
Well, it was no impact plays. Like you got to have like impact plays to change the momentum of the game, like a hard ass hit that makes everybody be like, ooh, or a cause fumble or a sack fumble. Big hits are like dunks in a basketball game. It just changes the momentum.
And I hate that. I hate that this defense, the way they're playing, is going to make me praise Marlon Humphrey. Yeah, he played his ass off tonight.
He did have a good game.
I didn't even mention him during the game. I didn't want to give him no props, but I got to.
I'll be scared too because he hadn't been playing. So he hadn't been playing well at all for a while. I'll be scared to mention his name.
I was scared to give him props during the game because him and Teddy Buchanan forced that second fumble on the sideline.
They did. Yep. Buchanan been playing his ass off,
and he won AFC Rookie of the Month for the month of
they've been playing his
October.
Ass off. Yeah,
played
I like
his ass off.
I hope he keeps playing good.
Trenton Simpson better get used to being a gunner. He ain't doing it. Shit else. Yeah.
They're not put him on the outside. It's no way.
Or the up man, one of the two.
Up back on punt team.
Up back. Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Because he ain't playing linebacker no more.
Sit back there and do this right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
Yeah, it's a
It's a
wrap
wrap
for
for
him.
him. He don't
Yeah,
have 2 years to prove that he can
yeah,
play, and he hadn't did nothing.
yeah. That third round pick is looking real crazy right now.
Yeah,
But I like that these guys played a completely sound football game in terms of not turning the ball over, not making mistakes. Lamar was only sacked twice tonight.
yep,
Um, he obviously is not 100% because a lot of his runs he was getting caught relatively quick, and he was getting down and being safe with the ball. So that's the most important thing.
yeah,
And he wasn't making any crazy throws to where he was throwing into double or triple coverage. He
yeah.
was very that dime he threw to Zay Flowers in between the two defenders on the right hash, where Zay almost took it
So,
to the house.
it was really nice.
That's a beautiful ball right there,
Yeah,
man.
that was the second play I saw tonight, and I was like, "Guys, just pick your freaking feet up." The one scramble that Lamar had, and
Yeah,
he got tripped up by the
yeah,
linebacker.
yeah,
If he didn't get tripped up, he probably runs for another 20 yards, maybe score. And then that one play with Zay that you just talked about, the dime that Lamar dropped on the sideline, it was a beautiful throw. I think it was cover two. And Zay caught it right in that little hole pocket. And then Zay caught it and cut back. Pick
yeah.
your feet up. Pick your feet up, but just jump a
Pick
little
your
bit.
feet up and yeah,
You
just
still
move.
running.
Yeah, I'm I don't have a whole lot to I don't have a whole lot to pick apart. I mean, obviously we've already laid into 77.
Yeah.
I gave Marlowe his flowers for this game. Um,
Yeah. 77, my donkey for the day.
yeah.
He got to
So
he got to
so
figure it out.
before we wrap the show, I know you keep your notepad with you.
Yeah.
What was the predictions looking like for us and Ray?
Ray actually came in much better than we did.
I'm
You know,
I'm not surprised.
yeah, he did much better than both of us. Um Shit, where is it? I just had it right here. Okay. Nope. It's not. Hold on. Let me put it. Here it is. Here it is. Ray had Zay Flowers, right? He had Zay Flowers. Zay had a heck of a game, balled out. They led the team in receptions and reception yards.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had Kyle Hamilton. Kyle
Man was
balled out.
spot on.
Then
That
he
man was
said the Ravens were gonna score 28. They did. And he said the other team, he said the Dolphins were gonna have 12. It was 28-6. So Ray really won.
Ray did win.
Yeah, Matt, you had Henry. Henry had a great game, so you checked off there. Green didn't do as great as we wanted him to, but
No, he didn't.
he was solid. And then you had 35-13.
Yeah, I had him scoring at least a touchdown. I didn't think we were gonna, keep him at the end zone. That
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's 12 o'clock right now. I'm fully expecting an ESPN alert on my phone that says Mike McDaniel's been fired by the Miami Dolphins.
That's not gonna happen.
Buddy should
Not
have been
tonight.
fired before he got to the podium. Holy shit!
Right. And then I had Lamar Jackson on offense, and I had Nate Wiggins on defense. They both balled out, had great
They
games.
did.
And then I had 38-17.
Yeah. Now the thing is, if we don't have a couple miscues,
Yeah.
very well could have been 38.
38.
You
Easy.
know,
Yeah. The extra 10 points was no problem tonight.
yeah. I'm I'm just happy that we're sitting here talking about another W.
Me too, man.
Hopefully, we don't have to talk about another W until next year.
Yeah.
I would love for that to be the
12 and
standard.
5. 12 and 5 sounds good to me.
12
I
and
take that.
5 in a home playoff game.
Yeah, that sounds good
Yeah,
to
that
me. I'll take
sounds
that.
real. That sounds real cool.
Yeah,
They can
I'll
have
take
you as
that.
the legend of the game. Let you carry the shield out of the tunnel and shit.
I saw that. I seen Starks did it. Starks did it a little while ago.
Yeah, and did you see the jersey they gave Bryant McKinney, man?
No, it was too
They didn't
little.
even give him an NFL authentic jersey. They gave him one from the NFL shop in the stadium.
That's how they do all of us, though. They don't give.
Yes.
They'll never give us the authentic ones. They give us the one with the iron on stickers, the iron on numbers.
Yeah, that's real crazy how they do y'all like that.
Can we get filet hang around shirts made? Drew is an idiot, bro.
He's got to touch with the tism. So
Look, he said Ray was great on the show. Ray, it was great. It was great to have Ray on the show. Ray, if you're out there, man, thank you, bro. I appreciate you coming on.
yeah,
We enjoyed you. The fans enjoyed you. Everybody enjoyed you, bro. Thanks for coming on.
Everybody enjoyed seeing you, Ray, and I'll definitely send this episode to him. He's locked in with our show. He'll definitely be back on this on this show with us later on in the year, hopefully around postseason time. But that'll do it for this episode. We will be back on Tuesday night. We have a couple guests lined up for the Vikings week, and one's a Super Bowl champion for us. So I just mentioned his name. Bryant McKinney has committed to doing the show for us next week. And Daniel's working on somebody that's near and dear to the Ravens' hearts from your time with the Ravens.
Yeah.
One of your guys. We'll once we lock
My
that down.
dog.
Once we lock that down, we'll announce it.
Say less.
Yeah,
we'll announce it after BMAC show.
Yeah, after BMAC show, we'll announce that. So we'll have a two-parter for the Minnesota Vikings next week. And Wilcox, let's go ahead and promote what we got to promote, man. We have a new Twitter account, We Bleed Perp. If you look us up on Twitter, We Bleed Purple Baltimore or B More
On X.
And
On X.
as always, like, subscribe, set your notifications for We Bleed Purple podcast on YouTube. Let's get our subscribers up. We're almost to the 200 mark. When we started the show this year, Daniel, we were under 80, and now we're pushing to 200. So we're picking up.
We was blessed to start with 80. Hell,
Yeah.
we had 80 before we started.
Yeah, we had 80 before we started.
Damn, that's pretty damn good. I'll take
it all day long. But thank you for everybody tuning in. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for the comments. We appreciate all of the support, and we will catch you guys for Minnesota Vikings week. That is a wrap.
Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys signing in, logging in, and Bird Gang's out.